10 contractors who took double payments for the same work that was done. We cannot allow them to abuse or cheat the taxpayer in that manner. If it were a politician who engaged in these acts, definitely you will not spare us. So in a similar manner, we should not allow others to equally take advantage of the good people. So investigations are still ongoing with them. The government of His Excellency the President is not against mining, but he has promised to go all lengths in making sure that we eradicate illicit mining, illegal mining. We know that a good number of our youth are engaged in mining activities and it's a source of income for them. However, we cannot allow a few minority to damage the environment as bad as it's ongoing. We should instruct that everyone should leave the forest. We gave that clear instructions, and we still stand by saying that the forest is a no-go area. Honorable MCE, the staff of the Assembly, members of the MUSEC present here, Assembly members, staff of the Assembly, I want to thank you all for the warm reception and for being available for this very important meeting or engagement. We were booked to come last week. Unfortunately, we needed to postpone again after an incident that occurred, which I'm sure you are all aware of. This week we resumed work, and for that matter, we needed to attend to this unfinished business of having to interact with the district assemblies, the municipal assemblies, know your progress so far, and also be able to support you overcome some of the challenges that are coming up. Our entry into the assemblies are of a very simple course: to fulfill our constitutional mandate as RCC in coordinating, monitoring, and evaluating your performance, and also to provide you that backstop, technical and leadership backstop, to be able to bring the needed development for the assembly. Usually, and for some of the assemblies we have been to, we go there unannounced because we are expected to be at work every day, except for holidays and weekends. And even for MUSEC and the heads, you can be called upon anytime, wherever there is an issue. So I'm very sure that for this one, you had some few days notification. Maybe subsequent ones, you just hear the siren, or may not hear the siren, and it will come in. So we expect that you make maximum use of the time. Work starts at 8, closes at 5. So we can decide to come at 4:45 and still expect to meet you. Again, I intentionally omitted one ritual that we always do in most of the assemblies. We still do after. Usually when we enter, we seek to inspect your washrooms. Not that of the MC, but that of the public. But that is where, when the public visits you, and in case they need any place to visit, that's where they will get opportunity to visit. And the impression people will leave when they visit your outfit, first impression counts. So it's one thing that we are keen upon. By the advice of the Chief Director, we will visit the space. I'll definitely pass my remarks to the MC. If it is not in shape, then I'll encourage you. And the first thing that your legacy fund should do is to try and then put that place in shape, whilst you look at completing other projects with that legacy fund. I'm mentioning all this for you to know that what we are doing here as part of local governance is very practical. You are here to serve the people. You are here to carry them along, for them to own the developmental agenda of the government, for them to feel part of the whole process, so that they can take responsibility of protecting what is for the society and what is for government. So if you have realized the move of His Excellency the President this year, he decided not to centralize most of the developmental agenda at the RCC or at the local government ministry. For the very first time, it's made available 80% of the District Assembly Common Fund to be given directly to the District Assemblies. So you can clap. It is unprecedented because usually they do around 40, 48, 45%. This time we are doing a whooping 80%. Beyond that, when that money comes, it's giving out a disbursement formula for priority areas so far as the development of the district is concerned. One area which was centralized, which he has decentralized, is an area of sanitation. So at first, you will sign the sanitation contracts in Accra, and you will not have that control to supervise and make sure they execute the contract and do so well. This time around, he didn't sign it in Accra. Neither are we signing it at the RCC. It's giving them mandate to the districts to find the locals, to find people within the assembly who are committed in helping us in that cause. And also to be able to help us deepen the monthly National Sanitation Day exercises. So we would encourage you to take advantage of that and make sure that sanitation is on your priority list as an assembly. The president may decide to visit unannounced, and anytime when he meets us, what he says is that anywhere he goes that sanitation is not on point, definitely you have questions to answer. And out of the 80% of the common fund coming, when it gets to the district assembly, it becomes 100%. I hope you understand.
Yes.
So when it gets to the district assembly, 10% of that is dedicated for sanitation-related issues. So there is no excuse to why we should be struggling with sanitation. Again, water provision is a key issue that most of the statistics project that is a crisis that is less talked about. That if we don't become pragmatic about it, we may push most of the communities in having issues with having access to potable drinking water. Also coupled with these illegal mining activities on our river bodies. In addressing this, another 10% is made available for provision of potable drinking water. The main provision under Ghana Water Company Limited will be done with the expansion of their services to households. However, this 10% is to help us provide boreholes, mechanized one as such. And that 10% is expected to provide a minimum of 10 boreholes for 10 communities. So I'm very sure that by the end of this year, we should make that strides in making sure that 10 of our communities at least have access to potable drinking water. Additional 10% made for educational support. Whilst Get Fund and the Education Ministry equally take steps in making sure they provide what is needed from the central government. I was here some few weeks ago. We visited most of the educational facilities, and I've directed on what they need to do. I've had an engagement with the Get Fund administrator, and is committed in making sure that most of these stalled projects are completed, because they were all initiated with either public funds or taxpayers' money. So he's committed in assisting us in doing that. So let us receive that so that we'll be able to help in that regard. When it comes to health, additional 10% provision is made under health. That is expected to, as it were, provide some chip compounds for some of the chip zones. If you look at the health provision for the country, you have the primary health care, which starts from the chip zones, chip compounds, health centers. So if you have any medical condition whatsoever, you visit these areas before you are referred if intervention fails to the district hospital. But in most of these areas, usually even getting access to the district or the municipal hospitals becomes a challenge. We want to decentralize health so that we will be able to bring health to the doorstep of every Ghanaian. Because health provision is a right to the Ghanaian, not just a privilege. In this regard, we are expecting that 2 chip compounds are built within 2 chip zones so that we can be able to post our health professionals there so they'll be closer to the people, provide health to them, and where need be, refer them to the municipal hospital. So these are all areas that are provided directly under the district's care to be able to execute same for us. At the district level or at the municipal level, 20% is made available to complete ongoing or abandoned projects that were awarded by the district assembly, so that they are also not left to rot. 25% is committed in enhancing our markets, so that we will be able to run the market as a night market to have a 24-hour service at the respective market centers we have across the districts. So in a nutshell, these are the scope for which our MCs, our district assemblies, our municipal assemblies are held or are expected to be held accountable by the good people of the community, so that they will be able to discharge their mandate in line of this. Most of the things outside of the areas I've mentioned will be taken care of by the sector ministries. I didn't mention roads, I didn't mention street lights. They are all now the core functions of the respective sector ministries. When it comes to street lights, I will discuss it with the MCE and the MCD. And the Ministry for Energy and Green Transition has procured some solar-powered street lights, which will be distributed across the respective districts. I'm sure they are through with most of the procurement processes. They've started the distribution in Accra. We should have our share. The assembly will have. We've requested for principal streets where they need those solar-powered street lights for. They are provided same, so that they will be able to attend to same. Your road network is a key function of the road ministry. And the Honorable Kwame Agude and His Excellency the President, most of the times you hear him mentioning the fact that the Afuano road network needs to be improved. They are key ones that we work on, and that work will definitely come directly from the road ministry. Yes, we appreciate when we are coming from Mopa Junction, right, all the way to Makraso. You realize that that outstretch is actually in a very bad shape. For most of these roads, contractors have been given money to resume work. The few ones that are still pending has to do with 10 contractors who took double payments for the same work that was done. We cannot allow them to abuse or cheat the taxpayer in that manner. If it were a politician who engaged in these acts, definitely you will not spare us. So in a similar manner, we should not allow others to equally take advantage of the good people. So investigations are still ongoing with them. When they are through with them and a decision is made, those 10 contractors, they are big contractors, and actually they are able to take more of the road networks. So for some of them that are stalled, these are the reasons why they are stalled. And when investigations are concluded, definitely they will resume work. So it's an area of high interest for us. And then His Excellency the President has made commitment in ensuring that we work in that regard. Areas of agric, areas of mining, all the other areas are key areas. I'm sure from time to time we come around to give you updates. So I'm sure you are equally aware that His Excellency the President has interest in same. Here is a mining community, so I'll spend this 2 minutes on mining. Then I would conclude on that score. The government of His Excellency the President is not against mining, but he has promised to go all length in making sure that we eradicate illicit mining, illegal mining. We know that a good number of our youth are engaged in mining activities, and it's a source of income for them. However, we cannot allow a few minority to damage the environment as bad as it's ongoing. We started our efforts in clamping down on illegal mining some 7 months ago. when His Excellency the President decided that, unlike in previous times where we allowed, or the previous government allowed entry into forest reserves and gave licenses for prospecting and forest entry, he has declared the forest zones as a no-go area. So irrespective of whichever papers you have to engage in any activity in the forest, we should instruct that everyone should leave the forest. We gave that clear instructions, and we still stand by saying that the forest is a no-go area. It is expected to be a reserve, and we should protect same for the next generation. So most of our illegal mining efforts and fights is targeted in this area. There are others which I'll mention. We had about 9 of these forest reserves that were taken over by armed thugs. Thankfully, we've been able to reclaim all of them under the control of government. If we are to leave it in the state and form as it is now, what will happen is that there will be pits that will serve as death trap for the future generation. His Excellency the President has brought out through the Lands Ministry a reclamation plan so that we'll be able to engage well-meaning citizens and corporate institutions to be able to help us reclaim those areas. We don't want to sit in Kumasi and be awarding these areas for reclamation. So we've given out a form for the district assemblies within the mining areas. If you're a corporate institution and want to help government in this effort, you come, you indicate your company details, the area you want to help the government reclaim. You let the EPA, the MINCOM, and a team from the district assembly visit the site. They will take pictures and videos of how the area looks like when it was handed over to you. Then they will supervise and give you time to help us do that. I want to appreciate the people of my council. They were digging and mining within the community. And when the first time I visited them, I told them that they are giving themselves a bad name. So it is better, without even our intervention, they find a way of covering those pits. And I want to appreciate them because the last time I went, they had filled the whole place and want to use that place for a market as I speak with you. So it is your work. Do it well so that the public would have trust in you that mining is not a crime. However, it's the illegal aspect of it that we are coming back to. So you can help us reclaim these forest reserves that have been destroyed in the past. His Excellency the President again has declared a no-go area for mining on river bodies. We have started clearing the river bodies upstream and we are coming downstream. You better leave the space because irrespective of who you think you are, if you are caught, you cannot definitely plead for clemency. So rivers, we should leave that area. And those who are mining by the roadside, it is not a pleasing sight to see. So those mining by the roadside and those mining within the communities. All other areas, apart from these areas I have mentioned, the government is ready to assist you to do it in the right shape and right frame. So you remember the incident that happened, we are launching a cooperative mining scheme. What that cooperative mining scheme seems to achieve is that if you are a young man or young woman, you don't have the capacity to enter the mining sector alone and be able to do it and do it well, we'll put you all together in groups. So groups of 5, groups of 10, groups of 15. Then we will give you all one license and allocate an area for you. All we are interested in is that you mine in line with the EPA rules and cover the pits as you mine. So whoever is allocated, say, this room to mine, anytime we come, what we are expecting to see is that you have been able to mine well and cover your pits, so that we'll be able to trace all the areas to individuals and hold them responsible anytime something goes wrong. So the team will make registration details available In this regard, we don't want to centralize it. We make the registration details available to the various districts and municipalities. You just come here, they will set up a desk. You put yourself in groups, they will let you know the requirements. You register, a team will go with you, look at the areas where you want to mine and see whether they are in line with the government vision. And you make it available so that you'll be able to have these areas to mine. In areas where big companies are taking huge of the concession to the extent that the communities are not getting areas to mine, His Excellency the President has made commitment that he will engage with them to block some of the areas so that the community can have access to those areas and be able to mine and then also have some areas to work at. These are avenues provided by the government. Those who are ready to work with us, we work with you. Those who are not ready to work with us, but want to do something else and damage the environment and our water bodies, we are ready for you. So either you work with us or you work against us. And definitely once you work against us, you should know that you will not have the power that it takes to overcome the state. And then definitely the state will come after you. So people, I know here is a mining community and the key concern for us. As we engage as assembly members with our people, as we engage with the community, let them know that these are the avenues provided for the community. Let's utilize this, have some peace of mind whilst working, instead of being on a site and thinking that who will be coming there for an operation whatsoever. Have a peace of mind, do your work, and be able to make ends meet and also be able to protect the environment in that regard. So people, we are here to, one, let you know the key interventions from government, what we are expecting the assemblies to do, also to assess some of the security issues. I'm sure that discussion, we have had it indoors, and also listen to you briefly and see what you expect of us as central government to be able to provide and support what you do here in support of government and also the community. So I'll be taking my seat, but I want to assure you that our doors are always open. Anytime there is an issue that you need our intervention, do not hesitate. We are just a phone call away. Once you let us know, even if it requires that we drive here and come and provide that business support, we will be here to provide that support on behalf of the President. Thank you very much for your attention.